What's up, guys? Back here at the shop. Cleaned her up real nice. Right now I'm just throwing on some stickers I got from my buddy at Dynamic Auto Style, Jordi. Got some steel here, get to that in a minute. Put a couple stickers on already. Hashtag love Cletus McFarlane, hashtag love Cooper, hashtag LOL Boosted Boys, and hashtag LOL Chuckles Garage. That's kind of self-explanatory, but moving on. Here I got some steel, and I'm going to install it on my car. Why am I installing it, and what am I doing? I am going to be installing a hitch. So I'm going to be welding said hitch to my subframe, and then I'm going to weld braces to go from the back subframe to the front subframe to stiffen everything up. Because the reason why I'm putting this hitch on, I'm not putting this hitch on to tow a Sea-Doo. I'm putting this hitch on to hook up to a wall to do some massive burnouts with all 4 wheels spinning. That's the plan. I'm gonna go and give it my all, do the best I can. But before that, I need to get this hitch on good because I don't want the car to like not be in one piece. I don't want it to be in 2 pieces. Anyways, so my theory is that it's gonna be hitch, like just say I didn't do this hitch and I would strap up to the rear subframe and it's attached to my truck, let's say. And my truck is solid, somebody's pressing the brake, and I am sending it, letting it breathe with all the power I've got, spinning the tires. All that grip, because all 4 wheels will be spinning or not be spinning and trying to push the car forward, that's a lot of strain on the whole car. So since the hitch, since the mounting point would be the rear subframe mounts that go to the frame into the cage have a lot of stress going on because it's got to hold the front wheels back and the back wheels back. So what I was thinking was weld in a hitch and have the hitch mounted to the front as well. So when the weight is getting pulled on here, it's actually pulling on the front of the car too. So it's putting strain on this frame rather than putting strain on the body of the car. Because I would hate to destroy the body. Like, I don't care if I break a transmission, I don't care if I break an engine, that's all replaceable, but the car isn't. Because that's a lot of work that I've got into like the chassis. I've made the rear end, like I made the front end, like I've modified the crap out of this car. And to me, it's not replaceable. Technically it is. I could do it again, but don't want to do that. So I'm just gonna move forward with doing this. I think it's freaking sweet. So I've got this nice clevis on here that I can mount up. It's just gonna chill right here somewhere, just below the bumper. Could even put a hitch on it, like a ball, a 2-inch ball on it. I think it'll be fun doing it, and I think it'll be pretty cool little ladder. Seeing a little hitch behind there. Just sit there. Be sitting there like that. Cool. All right, I'm gonna get a little move on it. It's a little bit late on my Thursday, but I wanted to get a little start on my video and how I'm gonna do this. It's because underneath here, I'm gonna grab a light quick. These lights are sweet, LEDs. Anyways, just dropped it, didn't break. Anyway, here is my subframe, the bluish purple thing. I'm gonna weld this hitch into there and have an extension. So to get those bars to the front, I have to go underneath everything and go along the bottom of the car as tightly as I can without having any ground clearance issues. So I'm gonna do some measuring and then see how I'm gonna do this, but I'll get back to you and get some time lapses going if I'm welding soon. Cool. Okay, I'm just setting myself up here. I got the car up on jack stands, ready to go. Just wanted to explain a couple things here. So see that mount right there? I got these custom made and did all the measurements, sent them out, and got these billet traction bars made custom for my spec. And these pieces right here are made out of like 1/2-inch steel. They're very thin, as you can see. So that's my jack point. I don't mess with jacking up on sheet metal cars. Not really a fan of crinkling everything. But anyways, I've got these on every corner. So that's for structural too. And where the actual billet traction bar is mounted, like welded to the frame, right where I jacked up, the cage is on top of it. So it's not just tied into the main frame of the car, it's tied into the cage. So it's rigid from the inside to out. So like I just did, I jacked up the car with one side and the front wheel was right off the ground and like the door's still open. Like there's no rigidity issues whatsoever, which is good. So I just wanted to get by that. Like I didn't want people to think this is the only rigidity mod I've done. I've done, in my opinion, plenty. Like it's got a full cage, blah blah blah. Got the every control arm's welded to the frame with a billet arm, all good stuff, all adjustable. Anyways, just wanted to get you guys up to date with that. Where's my light? Okay, so here she is underneath, jacked up, a lot easier to see. My subframe is very easy to get to because that's basically the back end of my car. Everything else is just for aesthetic because it's basically a complete homemade system I made. But anyways, I'm gonna be mounting my hitch right here. So the hitch should come down to about there, which is 2 inches. And as you can see, my bars will not go all the way to the front. And I want that. So I'm gonna have to block up underneath said hitch so I can get a straight shot all the way to the subframe in the front. It's gonna be interesting, but that's what I have to do to make myself feel comfortable in actually doing this, like 4-wheel burnout. So I'll move forward again. Now I'm gonna jack the car from the front. I know this is stupid simple stuff, but I know people want to see underneath. So here she is. Again, there's another mount here. This is 1/2 inch thick, and same with the top, and it's welded to the bottom of the cage, which is up here. See the cage drops down there to the rear mount, goes up, down. I've designed and made everything here. This is all whatever I thought was best. So yeah, 1/2 inch, way overkill. I'd rather have overkill than underkill. This thing is strong. I have no problem jacking her up. Like, do it all the time, don't have to care. Throw out paint on it once in a while. Yeah. Okay, I've got her all mocked up. I think it looks sick. So right now, it's just a hitch with a clevis on it. I just have it sitting here on the jack, but that's how I want it to look. Pretty sweet. I've just got to figure out a way to make everything work, because it's got to be welded into that sub, also has to look good here, and also has to be able to make it all the way to the end of the other subframe. So I've got some thinking to do. Okay, I'm gonna grind this smooth so I can start welding. Grind it up. We'll do the subframe now. Just make sure it's all smooth so I can weld to it. Alright, she's cleaned up. I'm gonna do a weld all the way across where they seamed it from the factory, just so it's a little bit stronger. That would be called stitch welding, I believe. I'm just gonna go all the way across the board and make it really strong. Stitch welded it up. Now it's time for the hitch. All right, it's time to weld it in. So underneath here, this pin pulls that piece out. So this piece will come right out. So if I want to, I can hide this or just take out this clevis. So basically the only piece that's welded in is here. So it's not that much of a weight gain, but it's definitely worth every penny. So yeah, I'm just gonna weld her in, make sure it's nice and strong. And then tomorrow I'll just add more rigidity and all that. So I've only got a couple tacks on each side, but like I can put all my weight on it, it will not move, which is good. So Okay, yesterday I got her all welded in. I can stand on it, no problem. It's solid, that's for sure. But now I have to build down so I can get a straight shot at my subframes in the front, because I want to add steel all the way to the front, so when I'm burning the front wheel, it's pulling on the hitch rather than pulling on the body, the cage, blah, blah, blah. So I just want a straight shot there, so all the stress goes to the hitch and not through the body, and just, it'll have these two frames, these little guys, just all the way up to the front. Two individual ones, one in a V from the hitch. So say the hitch is here at the bottom of the V, I'm gonna shoot them up to each corner in the subframe so it can't do one of these. So when it pulls, so when the front wheels go, it pulls on the hitch, right? Okay, I'm gonna do that and add a piece of steel like this underneath, so then I can go. I'm probably gonna have to add a couple pieces to get it low enough, but gotta figure out what's gotta happen. Oh damn! Is that an MX3 or 1500 Dodge? Must be a 1500 Dodge. All right, homies, new day, same shirt. Let's get going on this. Okay, I'm gonna try adding one piece, and it's not enough. It's not enough. It's like that. So I'm gonna have to go even lower than this. I have to go down to at least here. It's fine, but because my shifter's honestly 2 inches lower than this, but it's just I didn't want to build up a whole bunch because I'm lazy, I guess. I just went downstairs and grabbed a couple jack stands, and I found some my grandpa made. I found some my grandpa made way back in the day. I've never even met my grandpa. He died when he was like 30. They're down there. They look like something you'd buy at Canadian Tire, but nope, he made them from scratch. Just stuff that he had laying around. I try and use them once in a while, just to make him feel better. Pretty cool though. Yeah, so I'm gonna throw these pieces of steel all the way up to the front subframe. Okay, got her all mocked up. This is gonna be sick. So, I've got, ignore this. This is completely just so I can set everything up. I've got two 1x1s up here that are gonna chill there. One 4 or whatever, 4x2, and then the 1x1s. And they shoot all the way to the front of the car, right to the bottom of the subframe. And it's gonna be hella strong, because when there's force being pulled on this, it's getting pulled from this subframe, so the wheels are attached to this, and also the subframe is attached to my frame, and it's gonna be connected all through here, and then it's gonna be pulling from the front of the car. Also, it gets pulled through the cage and everything, right? But this car is gonna be so solid. I'm so stoked. I never had any structural issues, but the fact that I'm gonna hook this up to a wall and do a 4-wheel drive burnout, there's gonna be a lot of stress going on, and I don't want to bend anything. So anyways, this is just preventative maintenance. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tack these together as soon as I'm in the exact same position. I got lucky because I got these cut at the metal supermarkets, and I got them cut the exact same length, so I don't even need to cut them, which is dope. Yeah, long there. But anyways, yeah, I'm gonna tack these all together, so when I drop it to the ground, I can just lay the beads right on there. And the reason why I'm not using a full piece in here is because, like, I had that piece in there for the top, but I wanted to have something wider, so when I weld it, I can weld down, because welding up sucks. Like, it really does suck. It's very hard, but this way I can weld down. I'm gonna like these. This way I can weld down from here to here, weld the whole beam on the car, but everything else I can weld on the ground. So I can pull it out and weld everything up. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna tack, and then pull it out, and then weld her all up, and then put it in and do one bead on each side, and it'll all be good. And I'm gonna cap all these off too, so there's no water water rust issues. But yeah, and this is where I'm gonna be welding the subframe to this frame, and it's gonna go all the way back to my hitch at the bottom. So when the front is engaged in spinning, it's gonna be putting all the load from there rather than putting the stress through my body on my car. I don't want to tackle the body, so this is just preventative maintenance in my mind. See, they're chilling, poking at me, and then there's the hitch. So they're gonna go right to the bottom of that. So I'm gonna stack these two pieces and then put these ones on the bottom and see if that's gonna clear everything underneath the car and clear the ground when it's fully aired out. I'm gonna put these on the bottom, like so. And then this is gonna be on top. I'm just mopping it up to see what's gonna happen. So I'll jack her up. It's not even gonna hang that low. The lowest part of the car is this coolant hose and my shifter, which is that black one. But these are tucked away pretty good, like maybe an inch lower than my stock frames, but that's not an issue. These ones are already an inch lower, so this is gonna be badass. So in the front, this is where I'm gonna be welding, right to the bottom of the subframe. Don't mind the dirt. I kind of went off-roading with this thing in Michigan and didn't clean it. But yeah, it'll be welded to the bottom of the sub. It'll also be capped too. That's gonna be welded solid shut. Anyways, lots of welding to do. From the ground, time to weld her up. Make her strong. Not too bad, I haven't welded in a while. Okay, she's real hot. I can barely even touch here. She's looking okay for tire standards. So what I'm gonna do now is cover all these holes so water cannot enter when I'm driving, and I don't want it to rust. So that's gonna be covered, 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 that's covered, and then these two little ends too. So, and then those ends too, chocolate. Yeah, so I'm gonna just add a piece from here to here because this is where the actual hitch is. I just don't want any moisture coming in this little valley here, so I'll just get to that and then I'll be able to put it on the car and paint it. If you can, ignore all the little dots on the screen because I screwed up my GoPro because I was welding too close to it. Anyways, here they are. Not too bad for a wood dude and a car dude, I guess. I don't know. I can make structural stuff, I think. This is 5 wide and 3 high. So I'm just gonna have to notch out this, but I'm gonna cut one piece and notch it out, then weld all that shut so there's no moisture in there, and same with the other side. Okay, I cut 2 pieces out. Cut. Can throw her on here. Create at the back what I don't need, which is that and that. And then I can weld her on, seal her up. I marked and cut out the corners because there's nothing needed there, but there is stuff needed down here. And I was thinking, and these corners will fit perfectly on there. So I'm gonna be using that for that cover up. Okay, I got her fitting really good. Just gonna throw some beads on her. Alright, I'm all welded up. Time to clean her up a little. Alright, I've got her all cleaned up. I think I did a pretty good job on her. She's all cleaned up, ready to be painted. First coat of black. It's looking badass. Alright, it's looking like it's time to put her in, so I'm gonna take it down. I've got it mocked up all over again. Where's my light? She's up there ready to go. I just got to take the paint off of the top because I wanted to make sure I could have as much paint as possible. So she's already mounted all the way to the front. She's way down there. Ready to weld in. I'm just gonna lay a bead on top here, bead on top there, and then work up to the front layer. But I'm just making sure that this is a straight shot to the front. And it looks perfect to me. No bends, nothing like that, just straight. Because the straighter it is, the better it'll be for structural. So. Very uncomfortable spot right now. Ugh. All right, time to weld the front. This is the most important spot because right now I've got it tied into the rear and I have to make sure everything's straight. So when it pulls, it actually pulls straight. Like if it's straight, it pulls the weight right away. If the bar is slightly bent up or down, it has to make up the slack before it'll actually give the force to the rear. So the straighter the better. So obviously that's what I'm gonna be aiming for. So I gotta take some paint off, grind it and all that shit, and then throw some beads on. Alright, I'm just down here trying to make everything straight, and she's dead straight. So I'm just gonna grind up here, and then throw a bead, blah blah blah. Same as the other side. Yeah. Oh, and I also forgot to add that the hitch is removable. So I made it, frick, I need my light. So I made it removable so I can either have it on the car or I can take it off the car, because the more that's on the car, the heavier the car is, and that's not good for a drag. So yeah, I basically put a short hitch on there, so when I want to put her in, I just shove it in this adapter. Very easy. Goes in about that far. Then take the pin out. Pin. Just shove that guy in there. Then she's good to go. Yeah, so just pin in, and then there. And I just welded it to the rear subframe at first, and I could already step on it, no problem. So everything else is just added structural integrity for being pulled on. Yeah, so I'm done here. All I've pretty much got to do before tomorrow, Dave's coming to clean my car again, Dave and Nick. But I got like into it a little bit yesterday, but I'm putting a new line lock button in. I don't know where I've got it in here. It's a freaking disaster. Yeah, it's over there. Anyways, putting a new line lock button in. I had issues with the one on my hydro, like cutting in and out because the wires were breaking, because I routed it through the hydraulic e-brake, and since it's on a pendulum, it was wearing up the wires and doing not good things. So I'm gonna mount her in here. I'll just grab her for you quick. So this is my little switch I'm putting in. So it's a button almost. It's not a switch. So when you push it in, it connects the circuit, and then it unconnects the circuit when you let go. And it's also got a light in it, so when there's power to it, I'll know. So it shines blue when there's power to it, and then I'm ready to go for line lock. So when I turn on the engine in the rear, that engages 12 volts to the switch, which is 12 volts to the line lock solenoid, and that's my way of knowing it's got power, because I've had issues with that before, and I'm like, I don't know what's wrong. Either the switch is broken or there's no power. So like, it's an easy, okay, yes, there's power because there's a light on the switch. So I'm gonna add that in. I'm gonna add it onto the dash so it's not gonna wear, and I just want it to work. That's all I care about. And this wire, I'm wiring it to my ignition on the rear engine. So when the rear engine's running, that's the only time I can use a line lock. Like if the rear engine's off, it won't work. So that's just how I've always ran it. So when I'm doing a front wheel drive burnout, I don't press it by accident or whatever. It won't engage with the front wheels just spinning. So I just have it so it locks the front wheels up, and then I can do a rear burnout. So yeah, that's why I have it linked to that ignition. Anyways, I'll show that in a different video.